Paint you a word picture. So you guys are going to gain entrance to the River House Estate party as evening falls. The lawn and the garden have been illuminated by torches. There's like a beautiful not gondola, but like latticework pagodas and such set up around, and the largest there is a banquet table at which sits the family Lesemontu, Borneo at the head of the table, and to his side Bea, B, right? B, his daughter, and next to her is the bat, Rodolfo, that you recognize, Connor.
Connor would have told, everybody that was there at the time that he had just found Ronaldo, but hadn't done anything about it yet.
Gotcha.
So now they recognize him.
Yeah, so you recognize him. Tall, lean bat. He kind of like looks down his nose at people, and he wears sort of a slouchy hat, kind of hat that I think of like a Marco Polo wearing or something like that. It's a bit ostentatious, but he's not presenting himself as a noble. He is presenting himself as a teacher or a scholar. And similarly, you see a lot of people at this party who have similar forms of dress. They're obviously not nobility, but they are they carry themselves as intellectuals. There are several singers about. Sly Flora sets her gaze on one of them, a small and stout boar girl who has quite an impressive set of pipes. And she just looks straight death at this person, and she's just clinging to your side pretty much the whole night there. Connor, as you guys enter in at least. And yeah, you can see that the estate itself does have guards located around the perimeter. The whole thing is walled except for the side of the estate that faces the river. It's actually up on a bit of a cliff that would drop straight down. And were there walls there, it would prevent the view of the river itself. But the garden and the lawn goes right up to the edge, so you can sort of see the river and the splendor of the Doloro Mountains beyond it in the fading light of the evening.
Connor would come to the party dressed in his noble clothes. His armor would be left wherever we are staying, as would every weapon except a dagger and a mace for street carry. And when he gets to the party, he will surrender them at the gate.
That is a great point. If anyone else is armed, they would have been asked about it at the gate. Ceremonial arms seem to be okay, but I don't actually know if they did ties, if they would like tie the peace ties or whatever, like at a red fair.
I got a stick.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, I thought so. What's the pacifist going to do? Hurt somebody?
Exactly. He probably has a bad back. Just let him through. All right, but yeah. So yeah, you guys are at the party. No one seems to be paying you any particular attention. And there are empty seats at the main table. That seem like they are being reserved for someone.
Oh, let's not impose. Connor may be a noble, but he's not from here. Those seats are probably for locals. So he'll look for somewhere to park himself befitting his station and with enough room so that he doesn't have to stay too separated from everybody he's with.
Right. Okay, yeah, and you do one of the tables that is close-ish to the main banquet table. You manage to seat yourself down there, and shortly after, Borneo will stand up and say, "This is the first of my daughter's gatherings that I have had the privilege to attend. Hopefully, it will not be the last." And he lifts a glass and sort of does the little chime thing, and he says, I invite you all to enjoy yourselves, as we are honored by your presence. And there's a lot of little polite golf claps that go up from the crowd. He gestures to the small boar girl who begins to sing sort of an operatic song, and and then he basically busies himself or sits back down while his daughter whispers something eagerly into his ear, and he just looks like bored as hell, like he'd rather be anywhere else in the world. How are you all blending at this party, I should ask?
We have nice dress. The doctor and I are actually very sociable people.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I fit into this crowd because I'm already well-read and learned, so I definitely have plenty of things to talk with people about.
Don't you speak with a Doloro accent?
And I do speak with the Doloro accent as well.
And
it's true.
I'm going to have spent 18 dinar on some rich clothes for Potter. Take that off my sheet.
I look amazing. But Anushka wouldn't be obsessed with how she looks. Anushka likes to listen to other people.
Of course.
If there's anything that is common throughout the ages, that rich people love to talk about themselves.
And they do. These guys definitely do. Let me see, actually. Do you want to give me gossip, Anushka?
Oh, sure.
And Connor, not Connor, but Doctor as well, if you'd like to.
Okay, I will assist Anushka. She's technically better at just doing the asking people like how they're doing than I am.
Are you going to shadow me this entire party?
I was hoping it would be the reverse, but well, here we are.
Well, but here you are assisting me.
Exactly.
And why would you hope I would shadow you? Do you have designs?
What? No, I mean,
presume?
look, I have a few choices here to stick with people I know, and it's either you or Connor. And Connor looks like he's going to be talking with all those stuffy, boring people.
Well, you mingled before you met people like myself. You're very outspoken.
I didn't mingle. I got hired by them.
Oh well, but you're a freelance physician. Aren't you constantly looking for new rich patrons?
Well, if the subject of salary comes up, I'll have a few hours of which I could speak to.
Well, I don't mind if you actually shadow me this entire party because I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I would be, Anushka is a lot more bubbly than Rafferty is.
Yeah.
So, no, if you want to shadow me, that's fine.
Yeah, I just need to get, like, actual gossip at some point.
I could probably use the help.
No, you want to actually be polite here.
So, you're rich.
There you go.
You basically take money from the poor and use it to finance your entire lavish lifestyles while people live in squalor and indignity. Have you ever thought of abolishing the monarchy?
What she means to say is that you're so charitable, you're a philanthropist and a true gentleman at heart, and definitely destined to be to rise up to Selomare and spend eternity in happiness.
Oh, right. That mandate. Why are you pushing Selomare? This is the Doloro.
They still like to hear that they still like to hear that everything's going to be fine. Everyone likes that.
We're not total embarrassments.
Yeah, you guys are striking out though. Yeah, you guys are you're trying, you're definitely trying. You're getting met with a lot of like looks, either because you're out of towners, because you're not rich, or because you're not smart. You take your pick. Everyone seems to have a different reason for not particularly enjoying your company. But you do
probably because he's a weirdo syncretic. Hey, you want to hear about this other religion from the nation at war with you? And and I'm commoner bordering on the Eleutherian of, we should really abolish social hierarchies.
How progressive.
So we're probably spending a lot of time biting our tongues while they're saying they're talking about rich people problems.
Yeah, basically. But you insinuate yourself into enough conversations to gather at least this little nugget of information. It seems like the Doloro attack on Harmony is something that is being celebrated over here, even though it wasn't successful or successful yet, but it seems that apparently all of these attacks that have been perpetrated against these sacred groves and other like small towns and villages in the Doloro territory by this dark horse of Wardapois mercenary who is laying siege to their land. These unprovoked attacks are what initiated this march, and you hear them talking about, well, the Avoirdupois have crossed the line this time, and they will see what we have to answer their these cowardly tactics with.
Yeah.
Yep. Meanwhile, back in Harmony.
The usual kind of nonsense these people play, using the commoners as pawns in their larger play.
Indeed. All right. Okay, so after a little while there, Connor, it becomes clear that whoever the reserved seat is for is just not showing up. And again, anytime you try to make eye contact with the Baron, but the Lord of the House, he just is completely zoned out. He's got a 1,000-yard stare, like doesn't want to be here.
Of course, it's his flighty daughter's party and not his.
Yeah,
She's invited commoners and like the Nouveau rich. So of course, he's gonna be a little standoffish. So he might be pleased to have the audience of a peer with him who's also not quite here for all this artsy fartsy Nouveau rich bullshit. So Connor will approach after there's been some drinking and a little bit of social lubrication, so everybody's a little more talkative.
Yeah, no, good thinking. And as you approach, B, as she gets up from her seat and she says, "Oh, Father, I'm sorry. I must. There's people I need to greet and see to." And she waves at someone off camera and then exits. She gives Rodolfo like a squeeze on the shoulder as she goes, and Rodolfo takes the opportunity to move a seat down and lean in to whisper something to Borneo. And then as you approach, he leans back in his seat, and Borneo says, "Ah, yes, Sir Connor, Levert, thank you for joining us. What was it that you wished to speak to me about? You said you had something that might help negotiate peace in our lands."
That, sir, would be best spoken in private.
Oh, well, this is a party. I can't very well leave, otherwise I
would not expect
might.
you to. Hospitality is delightful. I would not expect you to not show it to all those here and only show it to me. I'm not that special.
You are quite humble, sir. And then Rodolfo muscles in, and he says, I don't believe that you are being as subtle as you claim. I should say that my lord Borneo, my lord Le Sementier, has just recently elevated me to the seat of personal advisor to the family, so I'm sure whatever it is you have to say to him, you could just as easily say in front of me. We have no secrets from one another. But if this makes you uncomfortable, well, perhaps all you need to do is say so.
All right, well, out of character, I have a shitty memory. I think I might have spoken about this last week, but if I can get reminded of exactly why we want to talk to Rodolfo, then I can try to put it more diplomatically than might be otherwise.
Because we think he may have been organizing the bandits that have been attacking the signal towers that ignited the conflict in the first place.
Okay.
And the accomplices may be slavers too, but one thing before the other, right?
Right. Let me look something up real quick. Oh,
No
Rodolfo.
problem.
I'm trying to find his name in my notes so I can look at it again and again. There it is. Well, good Rodolfo. What could you tell us of the attacks on the Avatapau signal towers that started this whole business?
Ah. Oh, I've heard that those um, alleged attacks were quite possibly perpetrated by the Avoirdupois themselves, a tactic for justifying moving in on our lands and attacking our most sacred sites here in the Lyore region. Quite a cowardly tactic, if you were asking my opinion.
So you impugn the honor of the Avatapau by saying they would make such duplicitous tactics when they are among the most chivalrous of knights on this entire island.
Oh, good RP, my friend. Because I'm simply reporting what I've heard. I have no personal knowledge of it, despite what you may be implying. And he puts a hand on the shoulder of Borneo. Borneo says, "Good sir, so far your diplomatic attempts are not off to a good start. What is it exactly that you have to say?"
Well, if you are requesting that I be blunt, and as I would be remiss not to speak as truthfully as possible, but your man Rodolfo here is wanted for questioning by the lords of the Abattoir for his possible involvement in those attacks, and we have uncovered evidence that he may have been involved with slavers that had taken place, that had taken part. That's the word. Okay, sorry. He had taken part in said attacks. We
All
are
right.
not here to take him in for execution, but only questioning.
Oh man.
If
Okay.
he is to be found not guilty, we would, of course, return him to your lands with all haste. But
All
if
right.
he does, in fact, turn out to be guilty, and it be his fault that this war starts, then, of course, we would end all hostilities and expect the same in return.
That is a swing for the fences, and I'm going to need a will and negotiation roll. And it is going to be contested. And I will say you could use etiquette with this as well, because you did go through the proper channels. So, Borneo is a tough nut to crack. Hey, that 7 is good. Let's see what we got here.
Pardon me for not knowing how to spell etiquette.
Not a problem. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay. So it's going to be 2d6 and a d12 of unknown origin.
Oh, the same dice as I rolled.
Nice. Okay. And here's the d12. Oh, all right. That is definitely one success. Borneo, he turns
this
and he
might
looks.
have been more of a contested roll because, I don't know. It's Raph. Would this be more of a contest or a what's the other word?
Resisted, you mean?
Success based or resisted? Yeah.
Usually, if you're dueling someone else, I usually make that. It's a good question. Usually, I think it's better to do anything that where broad knowledge would be rewarded as a success. Like it's a long-term thing, like a negotiation or a progress deal like this is probably better with successes because that rewards you for having more dice.
Right. Yep. And this is okay. Okay.
I think I've used my personality during this daylight period already, so I can't roll that. Unless we did have a respite between my last use.
Nope, it's still the
I have a
same
hard time
day.
keeping track of time in RPs. Okay, so
That is not
I
a
won't
problem.
roll it.
So it's the same day. So this is one success. Basically, I'm rolling difficulty here. 5 was high, so that gives you a success. This is going to be a multiple success thing to get him to completely turn on Rodolfo. But he does look at Rodolfo. He gives him sort of like this critical look, like, I'd never even considered this before. People are levying these accusations against you. How are you going to respond to this? And Rodolfo responds by placing a hand on Borneo's shoulder and saying, but he is addressing you, Connor, and he says, these are baseless lies and accusations. I would have no knowledge of anything that had gone on with the avoirdupois. I spend my days here tutoring the young lady, B, and anything that you have to say is purely conjecture. This is obviously an avoirdupois ploy to try to turn the Lycémontu against themselves, and
yet,
I won't hear of it.
And yet, through all our investigations, your name has come up multiple times. Can you explain that?
Okay. Let's have one more negotiation. This time he's going to be rolling a d10. So we're going to ignore the d6s. It'll just be a d10 as your difficulty number. Target value, is a 9.
Do I still get the etiquette?
You can still use your etiquette, though. You haven't raised your voice or anything yet.
I matched it.
All right. Okay. In this case, I'm going to say you have the opportunity to sway him, but you'll have to get specific about how you came across this information.
Oh, he'd be very open about where all this came from, so that his word could be checked against, say, his companions or any of our higher ups that have told us about this. Out of character, I don't remember much of it. I'm trying to.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah, he would have been very open and forthcoming with where everything came from. Just so if his background was checked, it would come up smelling like roses.
Gotcha. All right. Well, as you are dropping knowledge bombs on this guy, Borneo is getting more and more withdrawn. He's like subtly pulling away from Rodolfo, and you can see that Rodolfo is getting increasingly angrier. And then suddenly Rodolfo shouts, "That is enough!" And as you watch, you swear that you can see Borneo's eyes rolling back in his head, and he says in sort of a droll monotone, guards, intruders, remove this man and his followers from my presence.
Ought I to roll supernatural here?
You may wish to roll supernatural here. Go right ahead.
All right. I suppose that would be mind or will here.
Let's do mind here.
Okay. Roll 2d6, because I know exactly what's happening, and I can also stop it. 1 success.
Hey, that's a success. You are quite convinced that mystic magic is being employed. The Borneo is showing all of the signs of one who has been mesmerized and puppeteered.
Aha! Well, as it turns out, actually, I think mesmerize might be the one thing I can't actually do anything about with a pure rally. If it was marionette or controlled, it would do it, though.
Well, mesmerism is easy to fix. They'll do anything anyone tells them.
Yeah, what is controlled? I know. So marionette is specific because the target is not.
Control is hilarious. Control is you control their physical movements, but not their speech or mental patterns.
So I thought that was marionette. Okay.
It actually says in the book that people who are under controlled status will say, "Please help me," while they're trying to do whatever they're.
No, you're right. Marionette is where you control their body. Controlled is the only mind control that's in the book, and it's incredibly rare. That's where you take over someone completely, and it is very rare. I think it was in there because of creatures that possess you. That's why I forget about it, because I forgot we actually had that in there.
Right. Okay.
Right. So the distinguishment here probably is a little bit important. Is it actually controlled or is it mesmerized?
I guess based on the rules, right, it would be mesmerized. I don't believe that he has the capability to outright control someone.
What spell is this?
I believe it is the mesmerize spell. It begins as what? Perplex, and then it upgrades.
Is basically, you wave your hands in front of them, and their eyes start to spiral around, and you talk to them.
Yeah,
you're supposed to do it in private or in quiet, because if you do it in the middle of the fight, people can just yell at your friend to snap out of it.
Right. Yes. It has the mystic tag, so I assumed that it could be done subtly. Right.
It could be the other, but the metaphor we go for here is properly mesmerized, which is if someone's hit by it, they sit there and their eyes glaze over like they've been mesmerized or hypnotized, if you want that word too. So there's no obvious sign of it. But if I was talking to you and you were suddenly mesmerized, I would be freaked out.
Yeah, and you guys are probably freaked out.
Also, the mystic means it's invisible except for the supernatural, which is what Anonymous just saw.
Yeah.
Right. And did you roll? Yeah. So
I haven't rolled anything yet, but I think given the context here, where you can just yell at them to do things or yell at them to snap out of it, rally is still the thing to do here, even if it doesn't specifically get rid of the condition by rallying.
No, with mesmerism, if you roll to yell at someone to snap them out of it, it does specifically get rid of it.
Okay. I will go ahead and yell at him and go, "Sir, come to your senses and look behind you. The man has been telling you your every thought since you stepped in here." 2 successes. Which means not only would I get rid of it, I could also probably have him recover from reeling in the same step.
Yeah, you could have him recover from reeling.
Well, okay, actually, sorry. Let me check this out.
In fact, are you a sorcerer too? I forget.
I'm an almoner, so white magic.
All right, never mind. Okay, because the telepathy is a rally action in the game, so you could rally someone out of it and not even speak. But
all right. Well, I believe that yes. Okay, so 2 successes. It's not going to give him a rally. From what I understand of mesmerize, there are degrees of mesmerism, and that successes will kind of knock down the degrees. But with 2 degrees of mesmerism, you will have dropped him out of mesmerism into the state of confusion, where now he is sort of like blinking and looking around like he does not know where he is.
Hypnotized.
Like he was just hypnotized. As you shout this, pretty much the music has stopped. Everyone in the party has turned to witness this, and the guards, there's 2 of them on the that have flanked the banquet table. They're moving in on you. Rodolfo is shouting, "Seize them! Seize these interlopers! These foreign imposters!" And he is jumped up, and it looks like he's about to run to make a bolt for it back towards the mansion, the house. Now, Connor, you're the closest to him currently. The 2 of the guards are coming around to the table, kind of like on either side of you. I assume the rest of you are maybe 4 to 6 paces behind Connor. Who wants to do what and how?
Well, I think I'll leave it up to the doctor to tell the guards that their lord has been tampered with.
I'll handle them for you, Connor. Do what you need to.
All right, then he will try to block Rodolfo from leaving.
All
Has
right.
no weapons, so that's out of the question. No brawling or anything to do. So just physically interposing.
I like it. Are you going to throw yourself over the table? And you might have to, actually, because you've got guards who are going to stop you going left or right.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, we're going to do a contested body. You are an animal. Use your natural weapons. We're going to do a contested body and speed roll here. As soon as I grab Rodolfo's stat block, boom. All right. Okay. Do you have any jump dice? Because I will let you roll body speed and jump, and it's going to be contested with body speed and jump. He does not have any jump dice, though, so it's just going to be body and speed for him, Connor.
No jump for me.
And then he just tumbles over the table.
Yeah. It's the best party.
He tries to run and just immediately.
Oh, yeah. No luck there. Connor, you basically like throw yourself over the table, pouncing this bat, and he makes a leap for it, but he's just not that nimble, and he cannot escape you. So you collide into him, you knock him to the ground, and you have him pinned. As he's staring at you, he's trying to cast. You can see his lips are moving subtly, and he's going to make an attack roll to try to perplex you, which you can resist with. Let's see. Resist with speed, mind, and inquiry. At you, Connor.
One success.
One success. Okay. Let's see. This is D8, D10.
I have no weapons to counter this with, and I wouldn't enact such violence anyway.
All
so
right.
He has 2 successes, so Connor is perplexed.
Yes. Well, yeah. Confused. You just begin to, the world around you swims. You can see this bat's face kind of like popping in and out of focus in your vision, and the next thing you know, you're on all fours on the ground trying to get your bearings, but the world around you is swimming, and you just can catch a glimpse of the bat, Rodolfo, taking wing. There's shouts and crazed yells from all around you. You can hear the clattering of the boar guards as they are trying to get around the table to get to you. We still have Anushka, and we still have the doctor. Do you guys want to make any last-ditch attempts here to stop this man?
I'm going to take advantage of the confusion and I don't want to fly while I'm here in the party because that's too confusing, to sneak outside. Because if I can get outside on the roof, if Rodolfo actually does escape, I want to pursue him. So I'm going outside.
Gotcha. I should have made it more clear. This is an outdoor, like a garden party, so you are already outside. That means that so is he, though.
Well, yeah, because remember we were garden. Well, by garden party, are we in I should clarify. Are we in an enclosed area, or we're here? Because we're in the city, right? Because so does she have a walled yard?
Yes, a walled yard. The western-facing part of the property is not walled, but it's basically on like a cliff face that drops down to the river.
Also not a city.
And not a city. But yeah, the remaining sides of this estate are walled.
Yeah. No, but we're defensible because we're on we're near the lake, high cliff. Okay, I'm not going after Rodolfo. I am going to a high vantage point, so if he does escape, I can pursue it.
All right. Okay. You take to the sky.
I'm a little surprised he hasn't taken air, but all right.
Oh, he just did. Yeah, he just did. As soon as he escaped, he confused Connor, and then slipped out, and he has just taken wing. So
because he took the jump roll, that's what he did. All right.
Yep. So he's on his way. He's about to be gone, which is why
I'm gonna follow him. So
yeah.
In fact, what am I looking at here? Can I follow? I'm about to find out how good of a bat he is. I'm going to follow him.
All right.
So I am not confronting him. I'm going to shadow him.
Oh, okay. So you're going to try to follow him like secretly.
Yeah.
All
Have
right.
you ever tried to You're going to a baseball game, right? And they hit the ball, and you have no fucking idea where the ball is in the air, and you just don't want to get popped in the head. It is hard to spot things in the sky if you don't know exactly where to look.
That's true.
I'm saying that as a benefit to shadowing, not the other way around. Because you're staring at him, so you see where he's going. But if he doesn't know where you are to look back and find you, you get nailed in the head with a baseball, is what I'm saying.
We'll see. I mean, it might be, once again, I was going to clarify, it would be hard, yes, but I don't know how skilled Rodolfo is.
Yeah,
to find out.
I'm just filling time before I see a die roll. That's all.
No, it's true. And do you have the shadowing gift, Anushka?
No, I don't.
Okay. That simplifies things somewhat.
Fly into a cloud.
But yeah, here we go.
Following someone is observation and stealth. Observation I've got, stealth I don't. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay. You could also use your speed here if you would like. And he's going to.
Do you want me to roll? He hasn't gotten away yet, has he?
Oh, I figured we would resolve this. Like he could get away. That's his next move essentially. So if you want to,
sure. No, usually it's speed, mind, observation, and stealth.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking about doing a contested roll, and then he would roll his body speed and stealth.
Yeah.
Right.
And do you, since we're flying, do you want us to throw in our weather senses?
Oh yeah, let's do that too.
Yeah, I mean that's not in the book, but usually when people are flying, I have them throw in weather sense.
Yeah. He does not have stealth, but he does have weather, so that would be
and this is usually
3d8 for him.
Successes. So I have 3 successes. Also, if he has local knowledge, he gets that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think he does. I think it's safe to say that
the book talks about the home turf advantage. Local knowledge and insiders are home turf advantages, so they give locals a benefit when trying to get away or do stuff in their home turf.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be 3d8 and a d10 for him to escape. And he does not.
So he has 3 successes, and I have 3 successes. That's a tie.
Oh, okay.
You could rule because I rolled higher, I could break the tie, or you could require some sort of difference. But I am just following it. So this could just be, with a tie like this, it could be I'm following him, but the tiebreaker could be the compromise of whether he sees me or not. This is when I point out I have a personality of effervescence. All right, it's a party day. Nope, that's a failure.
That's a failure. Okay.
That's failure. So I suppose I would follow him for some distance, but then he would see me and he might do something to me.
I will say that you can keep. It's more like you can keep pace with him, but he'll see you, so he'll know that you're there. Or you can hang back. He won't know that you're
tiebreaker.
there.
Hey, does Rodolfo a flying fighter?
Oh no, he does not.
I do. I'm just gonna grab his
head. Okay, so you're gonna pounce in midair.
Your only defense against this is to dodge because you can't fight while you're in the air. I'm about to find this out.
Yeah.
Dramatic finish here.
Yep, he's got a D8. So
all right, what am I looking at here? Crap. I'm not going to grapple you. I have to bite you. I have no choice.
Yes.
Hey, no,
bet on that violence.
That's right. Y'all got disarmed.
Oh! Hey.
Yeah, no, he's going to dodge that. So I lunge at him.
Would you have a bonus D8 to do that?
For what?
Well, because if he's flying and he has to take the stunt every turn, doesn't he? So technically he's reeling right now.
Ironclaw.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a stunt.
Not a stunt in Ironclaw. We made it. We got rid of the 2 pages of combat rules and just made it a stunt in later games because as much as I love the tactical map of all of this, anyway. So yeah, I lunge at him, which basically just gives him another escape. You could either just say he escapes or make me roll again.
Yeah. No, he's going to dodge it as you lunge for him, and he's well aware that you're there now. He is going to try to get away from you. At this point, he has flown out over the the edge of the cliff of the estate, and the two of you are tussling above the mighty Lyore River.
Now that we've been flying for a while, we usually make the second roll as a roll of endurance because we've been at this for a while. So I would suggest we make this an endurance check.
Okay, let's do body endurance
sense again because. Okay, so I would speed, endurance.
I don't believe this guy has any endurance. Nope.
I have crop loads of endurance because I'm a ninja.
There you go. All right.
I'm in this for the long haul, jerk.
This is what he gets for being a wimpy academic.
But he does get the weather sense. And
Yeah.
we're here on the cliffside. We're here on the shore, which is neither of our native habitats, so I don't know why I brought that up.
Yeah, that's true.
Bad showing for me. Only 2 successes.
Let's see. 2d8 and his d12 of
Still get local knowledge because you know the area better than I do.
Yep. I was 2 successes for me, 2 successes for you. Tied again.
That's another tie. Since I have flying fighter, you want to give me another chance to try and bite him?
Yes, I do.
All right, one more chance to try. You're not getting away from me this easily.
And here's his dodge.
I'd say rolling a mere 5.
You can't get away from me.
We
it
are
is
in the sky unless you could declare some kind of cover, and I don't think you can because we're not weaving through the trees. We're in the unforgiving sky.
You're in the open air, so no. So I guess I cannot claim cover. This might go through.
Biting damage, you jerk.
All right.
Oh wait, 2 points of biting damage. Nar.
Yeah, I dare you to soak that.
He cries out, "Ah!"
He's technically not wearing armor, so he might actually not be able to soak this in anyway.
I'm not wearing any armor, so this would be hilarious.
I don't think so his soak is not anything special. It's
his body, and if he has
body.
resolve, it's his will.
We're doing a D8. He does not have resolve. So okay, he soaked 1 point of it.
So you are merely hurt. Darn it, because if I sent you afraid, the fight would be over. Now we plummet.
Yep.
We probably have 1 round of plummeting before we actually hit the water.
Yep.
Which is actually where I want to. I still have swimming. Did I still back my swimming? I'm gonna regret life.
The one thing you needed to learn from Gaston.
No, I still have it. Ha ha!
Does Bite have a grapple attached to it?
It does. That's why I bit him.
Okay.
There you go. So he cannot escape.
No, he can. I only hurt him, so he could try to. He could try to wound me with his claws.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just try.
But he is reeling, and he does have to recover his flying gift.
Well, no, we're plummeting to the ocean, so I think he's going to give up on that.
Yeah, he could do the end of Sherlock Holmes second movie thing. We're both going off. Well, fuck you. I'm taking my last shot.
Reichenbach falls, indeed. And that's what we can try to do.
Or you could try to cast a spell on me. I mean, you're not afraid. You're just a melee.
He would still have to ready the spell, and he just used his magic a moment ago.
Yeah.
Not all spells need to be readied. In fact, green and purple's full of these ridiculous spells like panic.
Dang, he might actually have something then.
Really? Okay, this is actually news to me. I got to pull up that.
Panic is one of the journeyman level spells. It doesn't have to be repaired. You just cast it and everyone goes afraid. It's the foil to riot, which makes everyone berserk.
Right, yep.
Berserk you to eat up your action economy.
Yeah, you don't do riot. Riot is when it's like we need a distraction. Okay, everyone's berserk. There, that was easy. And I know someone's been doing that because people have been going berserk and attacking the towers. So if he casts, but he's not going to cast riot on me because that's not going to help him. Panic might.
Panic might.
Either that or he could just try to claw me. He is a bat.
I know, right? It's tough. I want to use his abilities as a cognoscente because that is sort of like his character, but also in this plummeting to watery death moment, it feels like claws would be the way to go. So we're going to do the claws instead.
All right.
It's maybe not his strongest move, but it's what he's got in the moment.
Well, you do get to use your species die. It's body, species, and rolling.
Nice. Okay.
Because I have you bitten, I will counterattack with the bite.
All right. Here comes the 2d8 for his claws. All right.
Is a palpable hit. I must now roll my body.
Yep, it'll be 2 damage coming to you.
Yep. And not critical, which is important.
Right, yeah.
I will tragically botch my soak, which means I am hurt, panicked, and injured, or hurt, afraid, and injured. I will let go of him as we hit the water.
All right. Sploosh.
So we have hit the water. Hitting the water is, I believe, this is at least this is a whopping 4 points of damage, but you get to roll your swimming dice as extra soak.
Hey, I mean that's good for you. It's not so good for him.
Well, it's okay.
Is it 6 points for you? Or is it 4 points total? Is what you're saying?
It would be 6 points for me because it's the water.
Well, Anushka.
Yeah. Oh, he's also hurt.
No, that's okay because I will soak one of that, and then I can just tap the combat soak to not die.
So it was 5 for him and 6 for you.
That is good.
No, it was 6 for me, but I soaked one of it down to 5, and then I'll tap combat soak.
No, I just meant that you were trying to soak. You were trying to soak 6, and he was trying to soak 5. Because he was hurt, and you were hurt and injured.
Yeah.
Since we have no token representation, I'm just trying to toss it out there for anybody keeping track.
Right. So basically what would happen is we both plummet towards the water. Knack would let me re-roll this, but I'm not going to re-roll it because I might do worse.
Right, you already have one success on 2d4.
I already have one success. I don't need no success. Because if I get no successes, then I'll actually pass out in the water. So basically, this is a harrowing escape where we're clawing. Like, just grab him. I won't let you get away. Like, get off. And he claws at me. We fall into the water. Sploosh.
Sploosh.
And then I'm panicked. He's panicked. I'm injured. He's injured. But I'm not unconscious and he's not unconscious. So I guess crap. How far away are we from the coast?
Now you are, let's say, medium range, like 36 paces from the coastline, which is sort of a palisade. It's a steep cliff at the top of which is this house.
We're both panicked, which means we both have to get away.
Yeah, you're both afraid.
I know players are always like, I'm impotent and want to kill everything. But in game terms, I would have hit the water. Freaked out. I'm clawed. I'm bleeding everywhere. I would lose my nerve. And this is where it gets unfortunate because I can swim. So I can get out of the water and fly away. I don't know about you, but don't roll. I was going to say, don't roll where we can see it because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I will do
you don't see him anymore, whatever that means.
I mean, I would get out of the water and fly to shore, which I can do because I can swim. But then I would get there and he'd be gone. And now I don't know if he actually. This is why I love Ironclaw, because it's specifically designed to be built into the rules that this can happen. So I had him, he clawed me, I got pain, I hit the water, I got confused, I head to the shore, and he's gone.
Yep, and he's gone. And you look around, but it's like he never came back up, or you didn't see it because you were too busy trying to save yourself.
But
you see no other bats in the air. Yeah, you see no other bats in the air, and
I mean, I'm probably, after I get to the shore, barfing up, a lot of seawater. Like, that was not pleasant.
No, it was not. On the cliffs above, the guards have circled around the Borneo, and his daughter B has joined him. There's aghast looks on the other patrons, the other guests. Everyone has crowded.
I can't get the cliffs.
Well, I mean, this is while you've been fighting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And the so the Boer soldiers have surrounded the rest of your party, Connor, the doctor, all of your entourage there, Connor. But as Borneo gets himself shakily to his feet, he says, like, no, release them. This is obviously our friend Rodolfo was no friend at all. And B says, like, Father, no, you don't know what you're saying. These strangers have confused the issue. What happened? He says, daughter, he's a villain and no longer welcome in our family. And he turns to you, the rest of you, and he says that I have, well, I only have my word to offer you in apologies if I offended you. However, it seems that I have been used by Rodolfo, and now I would do whatever it takes to bring him to justice.
I would not be ashamed. There have been many who have been tricked by this man and had their memories removed within your own town. But if you would release Connor to go and see to the fight outside, he may still be on the run. But if you would assist us and me, maybe you could show me his quarters and I could look through his notes. Maybe we could find out more about his inner workings together.
Yes, good thinking. You will have the full support of the Simontur family, and we will help in any way that we can. And that is, I think, where we're going to stop for today because we're running out of time, and I still want to debrief.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has anything to add. Okay.
I'm good.
Yup.
No, that was cool.
All right.
Stuff I live for.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the woods, Harmon's trying to start a fire, and Louis is just like, "Good. Just keep rubbing those sticks together."
I mean, like I know I always nerd out of this stuff. The reason why I like the status-based damage and the lack of hit points is like in another game we would be sitting there like vaguely whittling down each other's hit point bars or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Until one of us actually died. Whereas this was, I grab him and it was worth his while to tear at me because he sent me into a panic. Or the fear status, he could get away. And like if you saw this in a story, this would be legit. So
yeah, very visual.
This is the kind of stuff I live for. This is, I feel very like bragging about this, but man, that was awesome.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
I do like this theory coming to my head that if he did survive and leave to go into the woods, and Harmon is already with the person maybe he's working with. Let's say he was just lying all along. He walks up to the camp. Harmon's already there. He's already beaten his associate, and he's injured. They just say the name Rodolfo, and he's done for.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, I'm not at the mouse's house. I'm just somewhere in the woods.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's the thing. That's where he's running to.
Well, he would have,
or would be, I
presume. If you're a refugee, you'd probably be. But wait a minute, if he's an associate with the Dark Horse, do we establish he's with the Dark Horse?
We didn't. We know he has maybe a large associate, but that's about the extent
because
we really know.
Because he might confuse Harmon for his friend, because in the dark, Harmon looks a lot like a giant Dark Horse.
I just made a suspicion. That's all, and I have no ability to back it up.
Oh no! Alternate ending. Harmon becomes the new associate via mind control.
So
that would be the benefit of having me around, is that I'm instantly a killer for the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So I had fun at a party, and I win the savage air-to-air combat with another bat. So that was fearless and full of joy. So that's my motto.
Beautiful. Beautifully done. Theta, you had probably the least screen time today, and I apologize, but do you think you had a chance to play your motto?
Yeah, I'm stronger.
You were stronger than the other giant equine individuals, so I think that definitely counts.
A cart full of stuff. I'm just all around. I'm stronger.
Yep. All around. Stronger than a Dre, indeed. Arcloid, how about you? How about Connor?
I think I played well to the motto of one hand washes the other. Got to flex my social muscles, and I seem to have impressed you as a player, so I can walk away from that, proud of myself.
You did do a very diplomatic job. In a risky situation, you played it cool. So yeah, I definitely think that counts. Right. And Griff.
Yep, and that just leaves the doctor. First, do no harm. Second, get paid. Well, I definitely didn't hurt anyone. I even tried to talk people down. And look, I'm at a fancy party in fancy clothes. And joke's on them, I ate all their fancy food.
Ha The truest form of getting paid. Free food.
Exactly.
Best way for an Orcomancer to spend his time. Eating fancy food.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, so everybody take 2 experience points for playing your mottos and your characters quite excellently.
Yay.
I had fun. I hope everybody here had fun. I hope anyone who's watching is eager to try this game out for themselves because it's a really, really cool system. And it's got a lot of cool stuff. And as Rafferty just mentioned, I think the statuses are a very cool way of tracking game states. Like you said, in a lot of these games, it's hit points, and you could have 99 hit points or 1 hit point, and you're effectively the same. The statuses are really like narrative changes. You know, it's your state as an individual in the world is changing, and that's what you're keeping track of, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, if anyone has anything to add, you have the floor.
Did we actually accomplish any of our goals? We technically didn't capture Rodolfo and turn him in.
Right? You
But he
came
might be
dangerously
dead
close.
now.
That's true.
It turns
for all
out
that we
that
did.
Nell works for the Syndicate.
Dun dun dun.
Great.
Yeah. So today
Yeah.
might have been a wash in terms of getting gifts and completing goals, but
high in drama.
yes, yeah, and this might be an opportunity to modify the goal of turning over, or maybe adding another goal, depending on how you guys want to do this. But I would say if you could confirm Rodolfo's death or ensure Rodolfo's death, that would definitely be completing a goal for the Lycée Montier.
Yeah,
so that's something that you guys are interested in.
Deal with Rodolfo could just be a very open-ended goal.
Yeah, so we'll just have to look into that next time.
But confirming his death is going to be... He fell into the lake. How
It's
deep
true.
is
The
the
river.
lake?
Yeah, he's Michael Myers us.
Yep.
Well, this is Ironclaw. We could get a lake expert. We just need somebody who's got deep diving.
Yeah, but I mean, this is one of those scenarios where anything or nothing could be confirmed. Like, oh no, couldn't find the body. He must have gotten swept down shore somewhere.
It's a lake.
It's a river.
It's a river.
It was the Lyore.
Yeah, right there on the Lyore River, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, because the woman said she was near a lake. I thought we were near the lake. Holy crap, we're near the river. Well, crap.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that, narratively, never find out until we encounter him again. You know, sitting next to another king.
It's a real ... question mark.
Well, if the pagans are to be believed, we could ask the river for help.
I'm just saying, that's why it makes him a good reoccurring villain, because anything that could ever happen, because he could be messing with people's minds, like, well, I'm going to organize from the background. I'm going to organize from the background, and I'm going to send these people, or I'm going to have these people sent to these people, to have these people get to these people.
At least in terms of asking the river for help, guess what? We still have Insider with the Blessed. You guys didn't sell that back, did you? Well, I didn't, so I can do that.
Of course, because
there you go.
From Burge.
Yup.
Nice.
I want to be friends with the weird nature people.
I mean, that's one that I would hold on to. At least, as long as somebody in the group did, I think that's a smart play, because the Blessed are so freaking cool.
Well, I mean,
I could actually grab those powers pretty quickly if I wanted.
I'm not a talker, though, so literally, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
You don't care what anyone
makes
thinks.
a lot of sense.
Well, that's the thing. It compensates for not being a talker because they just like you instead.
No, having one bad die to add to one good die just means the possibility of having a one good die roll.
And that's all you need?
No, sometimes you need a lot more.
And you have one success.
Sometimes you need a lot more to convince people of things. And if I'm not going to convince them of anything, I'm only good at what I'm good at, and everything else could just eat it.
All right, then. Well, I guess let's go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for playing, and I look forward to next week.
Thank you for running the game.
Next time.
I had a good time.
Me too, guys. Have a good week.